Welcome to the Online Course Masters Show, where you learn how to create, publish, and promote your own online courses. I'm your host, Phil Ebner. Alongside me is Jeremy Deegan, and we are so excited to talk about writing great promo announcements and promo emails to launch any of your courses. As always, visit onlinecoursemasters.com for show notes, to view the video version of this episode, and to see an archive of all of our past episodes and guests. Now, I have some kind of sad news, but exciting news. This is actually the last episode of what we're calling Season 2 of the Online Course Masters Show. As you all probably know, if you've been listening, the twin boys are due any day now, and I'm going to be taking a few months off to make sure that they're happy and healthy babies and make sure my wife is happy and healthy too. And so Jeremy and I are going to be taking a little bit of a break from recording episodes, but we felt like this was a perfect time to kind of end Season 2. We covered everything you need to know about creating your online courses, publishing your online courses, and then in the next season, we're really going to dive deep into all of the different marketing options and really growing your online course business. And so we've got a list of dozens of other episodes and topics that we're going to get into next season, from just social media strategies, advertising, all kinds of good stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to, let everyone know that this is the last real episode of this season. We thank everyone for being a part of this journey. We hope you've really enjoyed this season so far. And make sure that you subscribe wherever you're listening to this, because as soon as the new season launches, which hopefully will be at the beginning of 2019, it's kind of crazy we're already talking about that right now. And hopefully we can hold ourselves accountable, get that started in 2019. You'll be the first to be notified if you subscribe. So anyways, Jeremy, welcome back to the show, and it's been a great season. Thank you so much for participating. I think the listeners have really enjoyed having you on the show, and I'm excited to dive into this new topic today too.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. It's been it's been great. Thank you so much. It's been a blessing for me to come on the show and get to talk to you and not only put out information that I know to your listeners, but I've been able to pick your brain and ask some questions that I've had, and I think that works good for everyone, because I know that other people had those same questions too. Yeah. So this is a great opportunity to close this part up of, publishing and creating your course. And then I look forward to the next season where we will talk about, marketing and promoting and all those good things. Hopefully we'll have some really good guests coming up in that season, and pick their brains about their best strategies for these different topics.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're listening to this and you have a really good strategy in any sort of specific marketing channel, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or Google Ads, anything, reach out to us, because we actually aren't as much experts in a lot of those other types of social media marketing and things like that. And so we're going to be looking for experts to come on the show with us, and we'll be sharing a lot of their information as well. So if you have a good strategy, reach out, and perhaps we can you can be on the show as well. So you can connect with us at onlinecoursemasters.com. But today we're talking about promo announcements. Last week we talked about launch day strategies, and we want to dive into really how you can write a good promo announcement for Udemy. A lot of this is specific to Udemy, but can also be used for your own emails. I'm looking at this outline of tips that we have for good promo announcements, and a lot of it is very similar to creating a sales page or your landing page for your course, which we talked about a few episodes ago on landing page design. And so some of it's going to be similar, but we're just going to go through kind of tips that we use in our promo announcements. And I'll start off by saying things have changed on Udemy, especially based off of the way pricing has changed. The way that I promote new courses has changed as well. I used to launch courses at $29 and do really, really well launching a course at $29. After that stopped working so well, I was launching courses at $19 and it was doing really well. and things change. And so the strategy that I'm going to lay out today has been working over the past year or so, and it's kind of remains consistent. But it's also something you have to practice and sort of evolve with the platform as well. So anyways, any thoughts before we jump into the tips I have laid out, Jeremy?
No, not at all. This is going to be a good topic, especially since on Udemy it has changed quite a bit. I know in the past I've tried different promo strategies, and we're going to talk about a strategy today that is pretty particular to launching your course and getting that information out there. I've tried strategies in the past of just sending a promo announcement and saying, hey, enroll in any of my 12 courses, and they just don't really do well. In the past they might have done okay. I hardly see sales from those types of promotional announcements at all anymore. And I used to do like flash sales, like flash sale, buy this course for $10 in 24 hours. But with Udemy's heavy discounting, that also tends not to work so much anymore. So one of the best things that you can do these days is to create a new course and promote that with your promotional announcements. If you don't know about Udemy, they give you 2 email announcements a month for promotional purposes. So you can use those any way you want to promote your course, but let's go ahead and talk specifically of when you launch a new course, because I feel like that has the most weight now versus the other 2 that I just told you about.
Yeah, so my first piece of advice is to make sure that you save 2 announcements for the launch of a course, and to not plan on just using one of them, but to actually use 2 or even more. If you are just starting out and you don't have that many courses, or you're not creating courses as consistently as maybe I do, maybe even using 3 or 4 announcements might be good. And you could schedule that launch at the end of one month so that you can use the two announcements at the end of one month and then 2 at the beginning. Now, these are also you get 2 announcements per course per month. So you could actually segment your announcements in a way where you could send one announcement, and this is something I've done, is I'll send one announcement to all of my courses to launch, and then I'll send a follow-up announcement to just my photography courses, for example. And then I'll send up another announcement to my other courses. We'll talk a little bit more about segmenting your announcements and how to do that later. But the first tip is just to use 2 promo announcements per course launch. Along with that, when you send a promo announcement, I found that the best promos are where you're promoting one course. And Jeremy just kind of mentioned this, like you'll have sometimes, and I do this sometimes too, but instead of sending a promo announcement that says, hey, get any of my courses for $10, really only focus on one course. And this doesn't necessarily have to be just for launches. Even in the future, if you're trying to promote an older course, just promote one course in that promo announcement. And this is something that I'll do because, I have launched courses over the past 5-6 years. Some of those courses that are 3 years old are still very valuable and great courses. But over 3 years, I've added, a couple 100,000 students to my Udemy courses, and they might not know about those old courses. And so sending out a new promo announcement promoting those older courses is good, but still it will do better if you're focusing it on one course, or I'll say on one sort of group of courses or one idea. So something I'll do is I'll send out one of my most popular types of promo announcements where I promote a bunch of courses is my become an Adobe master sort of promo, because I have so many Adobe courses and people who are interested in one Adobe app might be interested in others. I'll send out a promo for, all 5 or 6 of my Adobe courses. And oftentimes I'll get people who buy 3 or 4 of those courses from that one launch. And that tends to do well. Or what I'll do too is become a video production master or learn Photoshop or whatever, and I'll send all of my just video production courses in that promo. Still, I feel like it does better when it's just one course, but if you are going to promote multiple courses, make sure you kind of create a group or like have a meaning behind why you are promoting those courses at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I like the idea of promoting one course to the students, even if it's not a course launch. If I have 2 Photoshop courses, I can go in and use some of Udemy settings to target people who have enrolled in one course but have not enrolled into another course, and say to them specifically, because you know that you're targeting that type of person, hey, I've noticed that you enjoyed this course, but you haven't started this other course. Here's a discount to check it out, or here's a coupon code. Mm-hmm. So when you're in the Udemy platform, they allow you to check out some different settings. If you haven't done this before, you can select eligible courses. You can exclude students who are enrolled in specific courses. You can include students who enrolled at a certain start date, mm-hmm. or who ended at a certain date, and you can include student progress. So I could be very specific, and I can target a student and say, any student who has completed 100% of this course, and send them a promo announcement and say, hey, I noticed you completed this course, but you didn't start on the second course. Mm-hmm. Here's a coupon code. Go check that out. So I feel like that's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
So whenever we are setting up these promo announcements, one of the things that people talk about is scarcity, mm-hmm. which is basically a way of making people feel like they need to purchase immediately. Mm-hmm. It's been used in advertising and marketing and sales for years across all platforms and all types of products. What are some of the ways that we can use scarcity in our promotional announcements to try to get that student to purchase, like, say, now, and not wait and hold off and never purchase?
Yeah. So on Udemy or anywhere, you could say this deal is only good for the next 24 hours. It's good for the next week. Usually the shorter, the better. So that people, it's like, if it's 24 hours, then they have to take action now. If it's 1 week, they could they could tell themselves, oh, I'll check this out tomorrow, and then forget about it. Now on Udemy, the time scarcity doesn't work that well anymore because there's always sales on Udemy. And so people know that if they don't buy right now, they'll still be able to get a good deal later on. Off of Udemy, that's going to work really well. If you're launching, or maybe even just opening up enrollment for a certain amount of time. That's what we did with our mentorship program, and that worked well. Was we opened up the mentorship program for a week and let people, or 2 weeks, and let people enroll. And I think it was like a week. And after that, we closed it. And so that's a good type of time scarcity. Mm-hmm. The other
we even saw people coming in at the last minute.
Yeah, and that works.
They're like,
yeah, you'll usually see that more too, is like that last minute. And that's why sending multiple announcements is good, because if it's a time scarcity tactic, then that follow-up message where it's like you only have a few hours left to enroll at this mm-hmm. price, or to enroll, that works really well.
Yeah.
The other... Sorry, go ahead.
Just real quick, this is good if you're self-hosting too. This isn't just for Udemy. Yeah. If you have an email list and you're self-hosting, you can send out 3 emails in a week. The first email letting them know, hey, it closes on Friday. Wednesday, a follow-up email. Maybe give them a bonus and say, hey, don't forget, it closes on Friday. And then Friday, sending that last email. So I just want to throw that out there, that don't forget that we're talking in terms of Udemy, but this can also be applied to like an email list too.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the time scarcity. The other one is like you could limit the amount of coupons that are available, which mm-hmm. is kind of like time, but it's like maybe you only have 100 coupons available for a specific price, or when you're starting out, 100 might be too many. You kind of want that to sell out so that people in the future know that if they hesitate and wait, they might not get that deal. So maybe start out when you're launching your first courses, you have 10 coupons available at mm-hmm. the $10 price or whatever it is. What I used to do in the past that worked well with this was I would have like tiered. I'd be like, okay, I have 50 coupons at $15, 50 at 17, and 50 at 19. And that works so well. People would, get those first 50 coupons would get wiped out pretty fast, and then people would move on to the next coupon. The problem now is that because Udemy always has sales, if the $15 coupon isn't available anymore, they'll probably see it discounted to like, I don't know, $15 or $12 or something on the platform itself. So that doesn't work that well anymore on Udemy. And also, I kind of just thought like, well, I don't know, this tiered pricing thing, like as a student, would it feel weird like for someone to be pitching the same course at different prices? I don't know. I kind of stay away from that strategy now, but that is one other tactic for scarcity.
Mm-hmm.
And then
the last one would be any type of bonuses that you could offer. So if you're offering, sign up now, and if you sign up before Friday, you get a free coaching call, or you sign up in the next 30 minutes, and I'll send you, a PDF or ebook, or maybe I wrote a book on Amazon. I'll send you a copy of that book, something like that. What are some of the bonuses that you could think of that you could use in a promotional email to get people to purchase
on
more
Udemy?
quickly?
I think the ones that have worked for me is like I mentioned, I think in last episode, we did a contest. So we were giving out prizes for people who enrolled in the first week or first 72 hours. I've also done like the coaching call, or like not coaching call, but live Q&A. So I would have like a live Q&A session the next day or something. So for people who enroll, like they'll get invited to a Facebook group or something where we have a live Q&A. That's worked well. I haven't really tried this, but like giving out a free coupon, like you could figure out a way to like give out a free course to anyone who enrolls in the first, 24 hours, or the first 50 people to enroll get a bonus course. That could be a cool idea. Of course, I'm a little bit worried that people would enroll, get the free course, then refund the original course. That could always happen. But yeah, I think that this whole idea of like having bonuses that are only available for a limited time, that is what for me works the best now on Udemy compared to time scarcity or limited coupons. Honestly, when I send out promo announcements on Udemy now, we can talk about kind of pricing. I launch my courses at $10 just because I want as many people in that course as possible. I want as many reviews as possible. And so to do that, I want as many students as I can. And that's also kind of one of the tactics I do in my promo announcements is I launch at $10 and I say, this is the lowest price you'll ever see for this course. And there's really no reason to not buy now because it's not going to be discounted lower later. It's not going to be cheaper on Black Friday. It's not going to be cheaper on the New Year's sale. So why not buy right now if you're interested in this topic? That's kind of my strategy with pricing. I may be able to make more money if I charged $15 when I launch a course, and I'd probably still get a good amount of sales launching at $12 or $15 on Udemy. But I don't really care about that initial revenue. What I care more about is the students, the amount of students, and then the reviews. And so that's why for me, my price when I launch is usually $10. What about you? Any sort of pricing strategies?
Nowadays, it's you might as well launch it at 10. You don't want to even compete with Udemy. And I've even seen some people complain on the Facebook group before that they gave out like a $15 coupon, and for whatever reason, they were able to get the price from Udemy for $10.
Yeah.
So it's almost to a point now where it's like, why even try to compete with the platform? Now, a pricing strategy is going to work a lot better if you're self-hosting, because if you're self-hosting and your course is $100, this is a good opportunity to offer a discount, especially if you combine that with scarcity. So for a limited time, you can get this course for half off. People are much more apt to want to sign up immediately for that, knowing that they're going to have to pay a higher price point later on. Especially if this is the thing about scarcity and these types of strategies. If you do that type of strategy, make sure that you stick to it.
Yeah.
Stick to your guns and don't like start flip-flopping, because if you say that you're gonna, $50 is the lowest you're ever going to get this course, and then next month you do it again, and then next month you do it again, people are really going to lose their trust in you.
Yeah.
So if you're going to use a scarcity tactic, you're only going to get $50 for these first 7 days. It'll never be this low again. You got to be very vigilant about making sure you never discount it that low again. And then people will get to know you as that type of person, and they'll buy more from you later on, because they'll say, look, he said that it was only going to be $50. It's never gone $50 again. Next time he launches a course, I'm buying it at $50. So make sure that you really stick to that. I think that's pretty important.
Yeah, think about that long-term success rather than trying to make the quick buck in that moment, for sure.
So what do you have in your promotional announcements? Now, on Udemy, you can add images, you can add text, you can do different things like that. If you're self-hosting, or even if you're using like email marketing software to contact people, you might have a little more control over the HTML and what have you. But what do you typically put in a promo announcement? How do you lay it out? What looks good, what sounds good? How do you go about that?
Yeah, so everything we've talked about so far is kind of the general like theme of your message, should have scarcity and things like that. But this is also going to be very different, I think, on Udemy and if you're doing traditional email marketing, because on Udemy, my idea is that students are getting promo announcements all the time. They're getting, if they're in a bunch of different courses, from different instructors, they're probably getting a promo announcement every day or two. And so you really need to stand out. And so when I see an instructor launch a course and it's just 5 paragraphs of text with an enroll now button at the bottom, I just know that they could be much more successful if they did something to make their announcement stand out. And so using images, not only like what I typically do, which is I'll have the course image, or sometimes I'll do the course image with a play button at the very top of the announcement. I'll do that, but I'll also include images throughout the email to break up the text, trying to make it just really easy to read. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know. Tell me if I'm like crazy, but I just don't like long paragraph-based emails at all, and especially with launching a course, I want to break up that text, make the text simple too, include bullet points and things like that to break down the goals of the course, the benefits, what you get with each course. Just trying to make it a visually appealing thing to look at. In terms of images, sometimes what I'll do is I'll like break up the different parts of the promo announcement. So I'll have like an image that says like course goals, or I'll have like text in the image, but just using that to break it up, just to make it a little bit more visually interesting.
Yeah, and you can use images in different ways. We talked earlier about, having reviews or testimonials from your course. If you launch your course or do like a pre-launch and you can get a couple people in there and someone gives you like a really great review, you could do a screen grab of that review from the Udemy page, and then you can save that as an image and use that in your promotional email. Hey, check it out. This is what someone else said about the course. That's strong social proof, and it's another way also to kind of break up that, that layout. Like you said, if it's 5 paragraphs of information, people gloss over that. So use short sentences. Don't be afraid to use bold and italics to kind of break up the text itself. So, if it's a main point about the course, you can italicize it or you can make it bold. I do a lot of that to kind of break up the monotony of the text look. And using images is great. You can also, tell a story. You can talk about how this course is going to help that person, or how you've made this course for that person specifically because you know the struggles that they're going through and you're trying to hit on those pain points. So if you could maybe like tell a story, I think that would help out also. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's one strategy that actually works well, where you're not just saying, here's a course, buy it. you were saying, here's how learning this skill has changed my life, or here's how learning this skill, or here's how this skill has changed someone else's life with like a testimonial. And so telling more of that story is good. One thing I'll do is like, because I say, well, on one hand, it should be short and sweet and not a bunch of paragraphs. But on the other hand, how do you tell a story like that? Well, what I'll do is I'll, at the very top of my email, I'll say, here's the new course, click here to enroll now. And then I'll continue with the story. So I'll give people the opportunity, if they're interested, to just go ahead, buy the course. But if they're not too convinced yet, I'll continue with the benefits of the course, that more of the story of it for people who need a little bit more information. And then at the end of the email, I'll also include another enroll now button. But I don't make people read through the entire email to get to that enroll button. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've done that myself, using a link to the coupon or to the course throughout. I might have 3, 4, 5 of them in different sections. Another thing too is you can put links and images. So I've even created like enroll buttons that you can have, and that actually links to the course. Or you could just have all your images on the all the images in the promotional announcement can link out, even like the review image. People like to click things just to see if it takes them somewhere. I know I've done it before. So you could have all your images in that thing. If someone clicks on it, it automatically takes them over to your course.
I don't know. Like, I always wonder with that, because I think that's a good strategy of like not only linking images, but creating like an enroll now button, which I do too, because it's just visually appealing. And more enticing to click. But do you have any idea how many people like don't see the images in an email? Because I always view images in my email, but I know sometimes it doesn't automatically show.
Yeah, it would be hard to say. So, I use a provider, I forget who it is, that automatically does not show images. And every time I get those emails, they're so weird. I'm like, man, this doesn't even look right. But then there's other providers like Yahoo and Gmail who usually does include images. The only way to test that would be to have a separate coupon code, maybe for the images. Like maybe you make you have your normal coupon code, and then you do a duplicate of that coupon code and do like hyphen enroll button. And then you could stick that specifically in the enroll button and test it that way and see if they're using it.
Oh, that's actually a good idea. I've never thought about that. Seeing which part of an email people actually click on. That's a great idea. So, okay. So just kind of to recap, like, I think we're jumping all over the place, but with the text of your promo announcement, the things that you really do need to include is like, what is this course? So that could be in the subject line. And usually for me in Udemy promo announcements, in the subject line, I say new course. And then it's like either just the course topic, like the photography masterclass, or it's like the benefit, learn how to be a better photographer, learn how to take great photos, learn how to edit photos in Lightroom, whatever that benefit is. But in the subject line, I say new course. But in the email itself, you should probably like recap, like, this course, here's the new course. So what is that course? B, what are like the key concepts that are going to be learned in the course? So expand upon what the course is. And these usually can just be taken from your Udemy course landing page of like, what are the key concepts? C, what's included in the course. And what I mean by that is, do they get how many hours of video content? Are there downloadable extras? Are there is there live Q&A? Is there office hours? Is there any other bonuses that they get? And then throughout this, you're always trying to say these things in a way that you're sharing the benefit of the course. And so really, what are the skills that the student is going to be learning? What, not just like, I'm trying to think. So I always think of my photography masterclass because that's the main course of mine, but it's not just, you're going to learn about camera settings, but you're going to learn how to take better photos by learning your photo settings, or you're going to learn how to make your photos look beautiful with photo editing, rather than just you're going to learn how to edit your photos. So it's like that extra benefit has to kind of show throughout those three things. A, what is this course? B, what are the key concepts learned? And C, what's actually included in the course. So all of those three things, those are kind of like the main sections of a promo announcement. And then throughout, you also include maybe like testimonials, images. And if you want to really take it to the next level, is you can add animated GIFs to your emails. This is something that not many instructors do, but I know Jeremy and I have done in the past. And that just makes your email even more eye-catching. These are animated. It could just be an image. It could be text that flies in. All kinds of stuff. You could create it yourself. If you do have to know a little bit about animation, or at least using tools like Photoshop or After Effects to create your own animated GIFs. But you could also find them online. You did that, right? You found an animated GIF that you just shared that you found online in a promo announcement.
Shared one online, and I put it as the header, and it was real flashy. And like you said, it's just another thing to separate yourself from someone else who's not doing that. So they get in and they see this flashing GIF and GIF or whatever it is, and hopefully it makes them want to continue reading. We did have an episode on landing pages and writing copy, where we talked more in depth about how to actually write out like a landing page and what you should have in it to try to get people enticed to buy. Go listen to that episode, because we're going to talk a lot about these same things that will show you how to make sure that you're answering the questions people have. And that's what this is really all about. If you're unsure what to write, open up, get a notepad or something, and just think about what someone would ask when they want to buy this course. They're going to ask questions like, how much is the course? What's included in the course? And by answering those questions, thinking and answering those questions, you will basically write out your promotional announcement. Someone might ask like, okay, can I get a refund? Well, what if I don't like this course? Might be a question someone has. And then you can put in your promotional announcements, hey, if you don't like this course, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee refund that you can get. So that's really the main point of all of this, is just answering the questions for that potential student so that they want to buy this course by the time that they're done reading it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's like, I guess there's kind of like a twofold goal. One is answering all those questions and having an email that they read it and they want to buy the course. The other goal is that you want people to click from that email to the course page itself so they can buy it. And so you do that with hyperlink text. You can do that through linking images and things like that, but just making it easy so that people know how to get to the course page itself. But also, by the time they get to that course page, they should already know if they want to buy the course or not. There's kind of two strategies. Like, some people say that your email should just be get people to the sales page where they can find that information out. And that might be more of the strategy if you are self-hosting your courses, is just get people to the sales page where they can read things like the key concepts, see what's included in the course, watch the promo video. But on Udemy, I feel like it's more important to actually sell the course in the email so that once they click from that email, they already know if they're going to buy the course or not. And all they have to do is click that buy now button. So yeah, I think all these things we've talked about should help you out. As always, just following other instructors, buying other courses just to see what other people are doing is a good idea. That's what I learn a lot from the courses that I'm in, and the instructors who send announcements to me to see what's working. And also I see what's not working, because I might see instructors doing a bunch of promo announcements, and then I hear through the Facebook that, this instructor isn't doing that well. So I see, okay, well, that's not working that well. So a little stealth investigation that way too can help too.
It always is a hard thing to do, but I always try, when it happens, to take a moment to think about why I do the things that I do. Mm-hmm. So I'm subscribed to 100 plus Udemy courses. I get promo emails all the time because I don't turn them off. I let them come through. Most of the time I'm deleting them. 95% of the time I'm like, delete. I don't care about this. And then every now and then a promo announcement will come through and I'll be like, and I'll click on it and I'll read through it. I might not buy the course, but then I stop and think to myself, what made me click that? What did they say? Was it something in the title? Most promo announcements might have the same title, like new course launch, Photoshop Masterclass. I do that. It's one of my favorite strategies. But then someone might have a title that says something evocative where I'm like, ooh, what are they talking about? And it makes me click it. And then you have to stop and think to yourself, what was it about that made me click that? And how can I replicate that in my own promotional announcements?
Yeah, totally. So I think it's hard to hopefully we helped you, if you're listening, kind of get a better idea on how to write great promo announcements. It's hard to visualize it, I know. So definitely, like we say, check out our courses and enroll in some of our courses so that you can see any future promos that we do. And it's also something we can maybe help out with I know in the masterclass and our mentorship program, I have examples of promos that work really well if you're interested in checking that out as well. So anyways, I think we're going to wrap it up here. And if you have any questions, make sure you head over to the Facebook group, Online Course Masters, or go to onlinecoursemasters.com, hit that community button to join the Facebook group, and let us know if there's any promo strategies that have been working really well for you too. And if you have any questions, you can ask us there as well. So Jeremy, any last thoughts before we wrap up this episode?
No, I'd just like to talk, maybe just real quick, mention the mentorship program one more time. Yeah. It's closed right now, but we are planning on opening it again. And this is a great chance for you to dive even deeper into these conversations we've been having on the podcast and get a little more one-on-one time with us. So if you are interested in that program, go to bit.ly/course master, and there will be a little sign-up box. And the minute that we reopen that course, you'll be able to sign up for it, and it will close again. So that's a little bit of scarcity for you.
Yeah, that works. Cool, Jeremy. Thanks so much for mentioning that. And to everyone listening, I hope you enjoyed this episode and this season, and we'll talk soon. Have a great day, and good luck with launching and promoting your new courses. Bye now.
Take care.